In Europe, grip isn't a luxury, it's survival. Watch what e-4ORCE does when the road turns to glass.
Europe demands efficiency, stability, and comfort in the same drive, sometimes in the same block.
e-4ORCE is Nissan's electric all-wheel control, dual motors working with sensors and braking to manage traction and stability.
Two motors can react faster than a mechanical drivetrain, because there's no waiting for gears, shafts, or clutches.
In Europe, a single trip can include rain, fog, wind, and temperature swings, perfect conditions to test AWD control.
e-4ORCE lives on sensor data, steering angle, wheel speed, yaw, and acceleration, feeding control decisions in real time. Electric torque arrives instantly, so control has to be instant too. Corner exit is where stability is earned. Power, steering, and grip all asking for priority at once.
e-4ORCE isn't only motors. Braking can shape rotation and stability when traction is limited.
Your control is the quiet hero, keeping the car pointed where the driver intends, not where the road pushes. On European motorways, merges are short and decisive. AWD stability matters before you even reach cruising speed.
Wind creates invisible force. Control systems turn that force into something manageable. Europe's stop-and-go traffic rewards smooth regen. Less waste, less brake wear, more control. Stability isn't only for emergencies, it's also what makes a car feel calm on imperfect roads.
Painted lines become ice in the rain. Smart torque control prevents small slips from becoming big stories.
Traditional AWD moves power through hardware. Electric AWD can move power through software and motors, faster and more precisely.
Torque vectoring can help the car rotate, not by sliding, but by guiding the chassis into the line.
When the car is stable, the driver becomes calmer. Calm drivers make better decisions. Snow exposes everything. If AWD logic is slow, you feel it instantly. The hardest moments are the shortest ones, where grip disappears for a heartbeat. When motors and brakes cooperate, stability feels natural, like the road is simply better than it is.
Hill starts are where AWD earns trust, especially when the surface is half water, half ice. Mountains don't care about marketing. They care about torque delivery and control under load. On hairpins, stability is created by smooth weight transfer. Jerky inputs destroy grip.
e-4ORCE can shape torque to prevent spin, turning power into progress instead of drama. Downhill is where regen can shine, controlling speed while recovering energy. In Europe, EV ownership is a system. Roads, weather, and charging infrastructure all shape the experience.
AWD can consume energy, but good control uses only what's needed, only when it's needed. Modes are not gimmicks. They're different control maps for different roads and expectations.
Wet braking is where stability matters most, because the road gives you less margin than you think.
Avoidance maneuvers punish slow systems. Electric control can react fast enough to keep the chassis calm.
In tight lanes, confidence comes from predictability, how the car responds when you must be precise.
Mixed surfaces are a real-world test. Traction changes mid-corner, and the car must stay honest. The control can improve comfort too. Reducing pitch and sway makes the ride feel more premium and less tiring. Slippery ramps are everyday Europe. AWD control should work quietly, without surprises.
Metal ramps can be treacherous. Precise torque prevents sudden wheel spin in the most awkward places.
When you can't see far, you shouldn't fight the car. Stability helps the driver focus on the road, not corrections.
Control speed is measured in moments too small to notice. until you lose them. In Europe, the best tech is the tech you don't think about, because it simply works.
This E4ORCE is a control brain, balancing front and rear torque, coordinating braking, and managing yaw so the Ariya stays planted on Europe.
Traditional AWD can wait to react. Electric AWD can predict and correct before slip becomes visible.
Balance is everything. If the front pushes, the line dies. If the rear steps out, confidence dies. Shifting torque changes the car's attitude, helping it rotate or stabilize depending on what the road demands.
A smoother body means more stable tires, and stable tires mean better traction and safer braking.
At higher speeds, stability isn't optional. Small yaw corrections become big confidence. Hydroplaning risk starts small. Control systems work best when they act early.
The best stability systems improve steering feel, because a calmer chassis feels more precise.
Smart AWD doesn't force maximum grip all the time. It chooses efficiency when conditions allow.
In Europe, long-distance efficiency matters because charging stops are part of trip planning.
Snow mode reshapes throttle and torque delivery, so the car moves without breaking traction.
Slush is inconsistent. Traction changes within a meter. E4ORCE has to keep up with chaos.
The same geometry feels different with water. Stability is about consistency across conditions. Smooth brake blending keeps the car stable, especially when regen and friction braking must cooperate. Even the best AWD cannot cheat physics. Tires and temperature still set the final boundary. Steep streets are common in Europe, and smooth torque is what makes them feel effortless. The best traction control is subtle, correcting micro-slip before the driver notices anything wrong. At night, stability feels like silence. No corrections, no surprises, only forward motion. Real roads are imperfect. Control systems must work on the messy surface, not the ideal one.
Wet leaves can be worse than rain. Traction drops instantly, and the road gives no warning.
Stability changes behavior. When the car is composed, the driver looks farther ahead and drives smarter.
The real proof is repeatability. Control that performs the same way, every time, in the same conditions.
Front traction isn't only about acceleration, it's about guiding the car into the safest, cleanest exit.
Rear stability is what makes speed usable. Without it, the driver hesitates and the lap disappears.
Exits are where speed meets geometry. Smooth deceleration is a safety feature you feel every day.
Most traction tests happen at low speed, right when people assume the road is harmless.
Control at low speed matters because there's no room to recover when space is tight.
Coastal conditions add salt, wind, and spray, another layer of reality beyond the lab.
Water pulls at the tires. Stability control reduces the time before it becomes a lane drift.
Night rain overloads your senses. The calmer the chassis, the clearer your decisions.
EV quiet makes road feedback louder. Smooth control reduces the noise you feel through the wheel and seat. In electric AWD, software becomes part of the drivetrain, shaping how the car behaves with every meter. Technology matters most in normal life. Wet mornings, tight spaces, and unpredictable traffic.
E4ORCE can manage torque, but it cannot create friction. The right tires are still the foundation. No system makes hydroplaning safe. The smartest control is still the driver choosing the right speed.
Europe can switch seasons mid-drive. AWD control has to adapt before the driver can.
Regen can act like engine braking, helping maintain speed without overheating brakes on long descents.
Tight maneuvers test smooth torque at low speed, where abrupt power feels clumsy and risky.
Spray hides hazards. Stability helps the driver make the lane change cleanly when visibility is limited.
The best moment is the one you never notice, because the car refused to create drama. Europe's diversity is the perfect stage, because E-4ORCE is built for changing grip, not perfect conditions.
The environment is always present. The system's job is to keep it from controlling the car.
Traction is a tiny area doing a massive job. Control systems exist to protect that small patch of grip.
The best results come from partnership. Good tires, correct speed, and a system ready to manage traction in the background.
When conditions improve, the system fades into the background, because control should never feel intrusive.
In a world of unpredictable grip, stability becomes a luxury you can feel every day.
In the European market, E-4ORCEs is built for reality: wet roads, winter grip, tight lanes, and high-speed stability.